Hello, boys and girls. How we doing today? Good, I hope. I guess I'll be seeing you all Monday for sure. Uh, well, we went through Christianity there and talked about a few things. Got some good work back from you guys on that. And as we go through some of these things, remember, we're talking about history. Nobody's forcing anything on anybody. It's just historical records that are there, that are told. Uh, whether you want to believe them, take them as a faith, that's up to you. But religions play major roles in how uh, empires are formed. Just like with Christianity, Jews have been slaves for so long, and then they're kind of when the Romans come along, they're still slaves, but they're also given some political power. That's why there's when you go back to Christianity, there's an argument that with that I talked about Paul and Peter. Paul was a Roman citizen, and politically, as far as converting the Gentiles or the Romans to Christianity, he certainly would probably had a better chance of doing that and reaching a lot of people. But that's that. That's a whole nother. That's a whole book in itself. But we're moving on. We're moving on to Islam. Okay, of all the major religions in the world, it's basically considered the youngest. Okay, I remember some of this stuff off the top of my head, some I don't, so I have to look and see it in my notes here. It's not. It is the second largest. It's the second largest religion, but it's probably youngest because it did start to around the 7th century. So you're talking about, 600 years after Jesus was on earth, okay? It started in Mecca, which is in what's now Saudi Arabia, during the time of the Prophet Muhammad's life. Today, the faith is spreading rapidly throughout the world. Now, here's some Islamic facts, okay? Islam actually means submission to the will of God, okay? If you follow Islam, you're called a Muslim. Muslims are monotheistic, just like Christians, okay? Worship one all-knowing God, and they call their God Allah, okay? They actually live in complete submission to Allah. Nothing can happen without Allah's permission, but humans still have free will. One thing I remember seeing on, I can't remember if it was a video or if I read it, but a Muslim actually, a practicing Muslim actually, in one day does more, I guess you could say, religious rituals than most religions require anybody to do. They pray. I'll get to that in a second. See, Islam, they say that God's word was given to a prophet named Muhammad, okay? And Gabriel, the angel Gabriel, who is in the Bible, is supposed to be the person that came down and gave it to him, okay? They believe in several prophets, and they believe in some of the stuff that the Jews, which Christianity came out of, and Christians, They believe in Abraham, Moses, Noah, and they believe in Jesus. They believe they were on this earth. They believe that they were prophets. But they say Muhammad was the final prophet, okay? Their churches that they go into are actually called mosques, okay? Some important places are the Kaaba Shrine in Mecca, okay? Now, they're what we would call Bible, they call the Quran, and that's their holy text, okay? And they also, have a reverence for some material that is found in the Judeo-Christian Bible. So, something was going on over there, guys. I mean, something was going on, no matter what you believe. If you're a Muslim, if you worship Allah by praying and reciting the Quran, okay? And they believe in a day of judgment, and they believe in life after death. Jihad, that means struggle. And that term has kind of got used negatively in like the mainstream, especially, when we're at odds. Muslims see jihad as an internal and external ways to defend their faith. War if it's needed. So, jihad doesn't, they can include military jihad if a just war is needed, okay? So this cat Muhammad, okay, here's how it happened, okay? He's born in Mecca, okay, about 570 A.D. Muslims believe he was the final prophet sent by God to reveal their faith to mankind. So Gabriel comes down to visit Muhammad, and he's meditating up in a cave where he would go. Gabriel comes down and he orders Muhammad to recite the words of Allah, okay? So the Muslims believe that Muhammad continues to get these revelations from Allah throughout the rest of his life on earth, okay? Get to about 613, he goes around preaching around Mecca the messages that he's getting through Allah. He taught that there was no other God but Allah, and that Muslims should devote their life to this God. What else to tell you here? Okay. So eventually, he dies. This guy named Abu Bakr comes in, and it happens to be Muhammad's father-in-law, I think it is. I think his father-in-law. And he was a close friend. And he's the first, what they call a caliph, okay? He dies not long after, and then comes in Caliph Umar, which is another father-in-law of Muhammad. Yeah, I cut myself shaving. They have this caliphate system. You'll understand when you do your assignment. Now, the Sunnis and the Shiites, they fight. This is a split of the Islamic faith. And here's what happened. Muhammad dies. There was a debate who was going to replace him as the leader. Okay. this led to a schism in Islam, like there's a great schism in Christianity. And there's two major sects, the Sunnis and the Shiites, okay? Sunnis are about 90% of Muslims worldwide, which means that the Shiites are about 10% worldwide. And they accept that the first four caliphs were the true successors of Muhammad. The Shiites believe that only the Caliph Ali and his descendants are the real successors to Muhammad. They deny that it's even legit of the first three caliphs. That none of that's legit. Right now, if you want to, where the Shiites are predominantly at in the world, Iran, Iraq, Syria, okay? That's where those 10% are typically are concentrated at. You will make, as an Islam, you're supposed to make a pilgrimage called a Hajj to Mecca at least one time in your life, if that person is able, okay? And that's one of the 5 pillars of Islam. I'm not going to get into the 5 pillars of Islam because you are going to be researching and finding those. So this is just a basic little thing of Islam. You understand enough to where we can keep on moving forward. We're headed towards the Mongols, and the Mongols are some mean cats, man. They're fixing to tear some stuff up. Do this assignment, and I will definitely see you Monday, one way or the other. Bicycle.